Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is making urgent appeals to the Trump administration to begin phasing in the long-awaited UK-US trade agreement this week, as Britain's automotive and steel sectors remain in limbo over punitive American tariffs. On Tuesday evening, Sir Keir met with the US Commerce Secretary at Downing Street, joined by Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds and American businessman Howard Lutnick. The meeting formed part of the government's ongoing efforts to persuade Washington to swiftly implement the trade deal announced last month, which is intended to exempt the UK from some of President Trump's most controversial tariffs on steel and cars. Although Sir Keir and President Trump hailed the broad outlines of an agreement more than a month ago, promising relief from tariffs for British exporters, the finer details are yet to be finalised. The continued uncertainty has prompted warnings from industry leaders who fear that prolonged delays could force them to consider job cuts. Under the terms of the proposed deal, the United States would introduce import quotas that would effectively eliminate tariffs on British steel and reduce the levy on vehicles to 10%. However, the agreement has not yet come into force, and existing tariffs of 25% on steel and cars remain in place, despite the UK having avoided the recent increase to 50% imposed on other countries. Mr. Reynolds confirmed on social media that he had discussed progress on our trade deal, including UK autos and steel, during his meeting with Mr. Lutnick. While officials in London remain optimistic that the deal will be implemented soon, Tuesday's discussions appear to have yielded little concrete progress beyond a shared acknowledgement of the need for urgency. Speaking in the Commons last week, Sir Keir expressed confidence that tariffs would be reduced within a very short time, in line with the agreement. To bring the deal into effect, the UK will need to pass secondary legislation, while the US administration must establish a legal mechanism to introduce the agreed quotas on steel and vehicles.